Good morning, students. Welcome back. How are you all? Today I am here with another history chapter, that is chapter number 3, Ruling the Countryside. Country, that means village. Another name for village is called country. So, ruling the countryside, that means ruling the village side as well. And we are going to see part 1 or the first part. The company becomes the Diwan. We know very well the Battle of Plassey fought between the British forces as well as Sirajuddaula, the Nawab of Bengal, in the year 1757, and after that battle, the company got the Diwan of Bengal, isn't it? Now, the Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal on 12th August 1765. So permanently. And you may be having that doubt at that time who was the Mughal emperor. He was none other than Shah Alam II. He was the Mughal emperor and he appointed East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. As Diwan. Now Diwan means the right to collect revenue, land revenue. The company became the chief administrator of the territory under its control. That means the Diwan of Bengal means the right to collect the revenue of Bengal. Now along with that, they also got that administration of that territory. It was or which was under their control. For this, land had to be administered and revenue resources organized so that enough revenue could be generated to meet the growing expenses of the company. Now they have the responsibility of the administration of Bengal as well. Already they have to look after the expenses of the company and now additional responsibility of Bengal. And for that, the land has to be organized, the resources has to be organized so that enough revenue could be generated to meet the growing expenses of the company. The company learned to move with the caution. Caution means what? You might have seen that caution. मतलब क्या कि that wherever that school का जब रहता है at that time the roadside you might have seen that board, blackboard, caution, or sometimes while traveling कि if the turns are there too much or the curve is there कि caution, accident may happen, this accident zone ऐसा करके मतलब आप especially electrical पोल रहता है वहाँ पर caution symbol रहता है. Caution मतलब you have to move with careful and pacify means satisfy those who held power and authority. Now the revenue for the company. Being granted Diwani, the company saw itself as traders. So they granted the Diwani, now they saw themselves as traders. They wanted to increase revenue and buy the fine cotton and silk at cheap rate. Wanted to increase the revenue as well as wanted to buy fine cotton and silk at cheap rate. From where? From the Indian traders. Within 5 years, the revenue collected from Bengal could finance companies' export. So whatever the land revenue was collected from Bengal, it was utilized now to finance companies' export. So finance means what? Just like for us, bank works as a financer for us. So those who are not having money, if they wanted to purchase vehicle or a home, so they approach the bank first and the bank provides finance, isn't it? Or help them. And slowly, gradually, through I can say different loans through the income you earn, you can repay that loan. So the same thing is here. So the company worked as a finance for companies' export. Bengal began to face economic crisis and peasants and artisans deserted, left their villages Bengal began to face economic crisis. Why economic crisis? Crisis मतलब क्या है? तो संकट आ गया उनको, इकोनॉमिक आर्थिक संकट क्यों आया? बिकॉज नाउ द ब्रिटिश और द कंपनी गॉट द अथॉरिटी टू कलेक्ट रेवेन्यू एंड वॉट एवर द लैंड रेवेन्यू इज कलेक्टेड entirely they diverted to use for the benefit of the company and not for the benefit of the people of Bengal. तो इसके चलते आर्थिक संकट आया एंड peasants, the farmers and the artisans it may be the potters or basket weavers are expert in one particular art, they left their villages. जैसे कोरोना आया तो जैसे people they deserted their workplace and they went to their where in their village or to their native place, ऐसा ही हुआ उनको भी. Terrible Bengal famine in 1770 worsened the situation. So ये तो है ही है, आर्थिक संकट तो आ ही गया और उसके चलते और उसके अलावा द टेरिबल famine मतलब अकाल कहीं पर भी बारिश ही नहीं है, देयर इज नो वाटर एंड नो कल्टीवेशन एंड नो वर्क एंड द एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ द ब्रिटिशर्स, क्या बताएं, एंड ये और वर्सन द सिचुएशन. देन द नीड टू इम्प्रूव एग्रीकल्चर. ओके, debates within the company officials began for investment and encouragement of agriculture. Now debates मतलब discussion for and against within the company officials began for what? For the investment and encouragement of agriculture. Some was of the opinion that yes, we have to invest for the agriculture and we have to encourage the peasants or farmers to grow more and more crops, and some are against, why to invest and it's a waste. So unless and until the peasants or the farmers grow something, how they can collect the revenue? You got the point? So if you wanted to collect the revenue, what is required? That agriculture is required, isn't it? And for that the peasants, they don't have money, and for that the British, they invested money, just like how the multinational companies, they are coming and they are investing their money here in India, because in India we have the human power, we have the human resource, but we don't have the money. The money the foreigners they have, so that's why they're coming and they're investing here in India. And the same, the British, they started debating whether we should invest on agriculture, whether we should provide them loan, like that. Thus came permanent settlement. I have highlighted this because just you can see that block letters, or I can say bold, you can say permanent settlement, where the Rajas and Talukdars were recognized as Zamindars and were asked to collect rent from the peasants and pay revenue to the company. Now first one is permanent settlement. See, three systems were invented. One is permanent settlement, another one is Mahalwari system, and third one is Rayatwari system. The three we are going to see today itself. These are the different, or I can say methods introduced by the British to collect the revenue. The first one is permanent settlement, and what this says that the Rajas and the Talukdars, that means the local people, or I can say the head of that particular area, they were recognized as the Zamindars. One who is having huge or lot of land is called Zamindars, and were asked to collect rent from the peasants and to pay revenue to the company. Company पहले क्या करते थे, खुद जाके they were collecting the revenue, that is the Diwani right. Okay, now उन्होंने ऐसा सोचा कि लोकल पीपल को, राजाज और तालुकदार्स को ज़मींदार बनाया, और वही ज़मींदार को जिम्मेदारी दिया गया, now you go and collect the revenue from the peasants. peasants से कलेक्शन लेके और कंपनी तक पहुंचाना तुम्हारा काम है. अल्टीमेटली आएगा कहाँ? ब्रिटिश के पास ही आएगा. पहले ब्रिटिश खुद जाते थे, नाउ उन्होंने कहा अब आप खुद जाके कलेक्ट करके जमींदार्स, यू कलेक्ट द रेवेन्यू एंड गिव इट टू द कंपनी. ओके, द रेवेन्यू वॉज फिक्स्ड permanently to ensure regular income of the company. So a particular amount was fixed and it was fixed permanently. अगर ऐसा किया कि लैंड रेवेन्यू वॉज फिक्स्ड 1000 रुपीज एंड इट वॉज फिक्स्ड, अगर फैमिन हो या अकाल हो, सूखा हो, फ्लड हो, अगर एग्रीकल्चर हो या ना हो, यू हैव टू पे दैट रेवेन्यू टू द कंपनी. किसका काम है? जमींदार पीजेंट से कलेक्ट करके देना ही है. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड? इसका प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ? द रेवेन्यू फिक्स्ड वॉज वेरी हाई. आई सेड 1000 रुपीज, दैट इज वॉट जस्ट वी अज्यूम्ड, हमें नहीं पता कितना है. द रेवेन्यू विच वॉज फिक्स्ड वॉज वेरी हाई. ओके, दैट वॉज द प्रॉब्लम. जमींदार हु कुड नॉट पे लॉस्ट देयर जमींदारी. तो ज़मींदारी उनको बनाया गया है, ज़मींदार बनाया गया है, एंड आपका ड्यूटी है पीजेंट से कलेक्ट करो और उसको कंपनी को फॉरवर्ड करो. और जो ज़मींदार टाइम पे और रेवेन्यू ब्रिटिश तक नहीं पहुंचाया गया, उनका ज़मींदारी सिस्टम से वो अपने ज़मीन खो बैठे या हक से खो बैठे. द ज़मींदार्स हु कुड नॉट पे लॉस्ट देयर ज़मींदारी राइट. Now, zamindari began to be auctioned by the company. Now, auction, ये तो इनका तो ये राजा एक्स पर्टिकुलर राजा, उसका ज़मीन तो गया ज़मींदारी. अब वो एक्स वाला वो जो काली है वो उसको ज़मींदार कौन बनेगा? सो ऑक्शनड, यू नो, एलम करते हैं, हराज करते हैं. सो हराज में बोली लगाते हैं, तो जो सबसे ज़्यादा बोली लेके उसको परचेस करते हैं वो बन गया ज़मींदार. ओके. Actioned by the company. Situation changed in the beginning of the 19th century. Prices increased and cultivation also increased. You see, the prices also increased, agriculture cultivation also increased. This again could not benefit the company as revenue was fixed permanently. अब देखो क्या हुआ. पहले ऐसा था कि the particular amount was fixed. मैंने कहा अकाल भी आए, फ्लड भी आए, आपको कुछ भी आए, आप कुछ भी आपको प्रॉब्लम है, हमें इतना अमाउंट से मतलब है भाई, इतना पहुंचा दो बस, आपको प्रॉफिट हो लॉस हो, इट्स नन ऑफ आवर बिजनेस. बट एज आई टोल्ड यू, द सिचुएशन चेंज इन द 19th सेंचुरी. क्या हो गया? प्राइजेस ऑल्सो इंक्रीज एंड कल्टिवेशन, बम्पर क्रॉप आए. कहा अब देखो फसल ही फसल. बट रेवेन्यू जिनको ब्रिटिश को तो इतना ही देना है, तो ओके, जितना ज़्यादा हो गया करके उनको ज़्यादा तो नहीं देना है. अभी ब्रिटिश को सोचने लगे, अरे भाई प्रॉफिट तो इतना आना चाहिए, वो तो हम तक आए नहीं है, अभी हमारा प्राइस तो हमने बहुत कम रखा. ओके. दिस अगेन कुड नॉट बेनिफिट द कंपनी एज रेवेन्यू वॉज फिक्स्ड परमानेंटली. जमींदार्स वेर नो लॉन्गर इंटरेस्टेड इन इम्प्रूविंग द लैंड. Afterwards, one of the problem that the zamindars also lost their interest in improving the land. If there is no improvement, what will happen? Slowly the fertility of the soil it diminishes, and so as the yield, जो crop होता है, that also slowly उसका quantity या production कम होता है. Cultivators found the system oppressive. अरे बेकार कि ये क्या बेकार सिस्टम है, ऐसे करके कल्टिवेटर्स. द रेंट पेड बाय द कल्टिवेटर्स टू द जमींदार्स वाज हाई एंड राइट्स ऑन लैंड वेयर इनसिक्योर. सी, द रेंट पेड बाय द कल्टिवेटर, दिस बिकॉज द पीजेंट्स दे हैव टू पे टू द जमींदार्स एंड जमींदार्स they have to pay to the company. Now the rent paid by the cultivators to the zamindars was very high and rights on land were insecure. इतना हम रेंट देने के बाद भी कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि ये ज़मीन हमारे पास ही रहेगा. That was insecure. Cultivator had to take loan from the money lender which could never be paid back, and he was evicted from the land he cultivated from generations. Now see the thing, cultivator sometimes he has to take loan from the money lender, and which could never be paid back because land revenue was too high. They were unable to pay back that loan, and ultimately what will happen? He was evicted. Evicted means he has to move or lost. He has to lose his land. ही कल्टिवेटेड फ्रॉम जनरेशन, दादा परदादा और पापा के ज़मा मतलब इतने टाइम पुराने टाइम से वो जो लैंड वो कल्टिवेटर के पास था। और ये जो ब्रिटिश आने के बाद ये कलेक्शन ऑफ परमानेंट रेवेन्यू सिस्टम इंट्रोड्यूस होने के बाद अल्टीमेटली उनको इतना सफ़र करना पड़ा, दे हैव टू टेक लोन फ्रॉम द मनी लेंडर और वो चुका नहीं पाए। और मनी लेंडर क्या करते हैं भाई, तुम्हारा अगर इफ़ यू आर नॉट एबल टू पे द लोन देन डू वन थिंग, यू विल बी or I can say give your land to us. That was what they used to do while giving money. Even the bank में भी आप जाओ तो यही सिस्टम है, nobody is giving you money for without any or I can say particular आपको document submit करना ही पड़ता है and then only you will be paid money. Okay, let's move. A new system is devised. ये system उनको लगा कि this permanent settlement is somewhat is not working properly and they thought of devising or introducing a new system. To get out of this critical situation, Holt Mackenzie devised a new system which came into effect in 1822. So new system other than permanent settlement. Collectors went from village to village. Not this collector. IAS वाला कलेक्टर नहीं है, दिस कलेक्शन ऑफ मनी वाले, सर राइट, दीवानी वाले. दे वेंट फ्रॉम विलेज टू विलेज इंस्पेक्टिंग द लैंड. दे स्टार्टेड इंस्पेक्टिंग, सर्वे करने लगे. मेजरिंग द फील्ड्स. सो व्हाट द पटवारी वाज यूज्ड टू डू वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड इन क्लास 6, इजंट इट. एंड ये सब काम करने लगे फील्ड्स एंड रिकॉर्डिंग द कस्टम्स. कस्टम मतलब ड्यूटी, टैक्स एंड राइट्स ऑफ द डिफरेंट ग्रुप. So ये काम किया. Each village had to pay the revenue on the land they had. So it was not fixed permanently. Each village according to the land they have and their revenue was fixed. Revenue was to be revised periodically. It is not like that once it is fixed it is for permanent. It was revised. Revised मतलब उसको ऊपर और चर्चा करके अगर ज़्यादा या कम कर सकते थे डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द कंडीशन ऑफ द लैंड. विलेज हेडमैन वॉज मेड द रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर कलेक्टिंग द रेवेन्यू एंड पेइंग इट टू द कंपनी. अर्लियर जमींदार, नाउ हियर इन दिस सिस्टम दैट विलेज हेडमैन वॉज गिवन द राइट. दिस सिस्टम केम टू बी नोन एज महलवारी सिस्टम. सो महल मतलब क्या है कि एक ज़मीन का टुकड़ा पार्ट, इट्स कॉल्ड महल एंड महलवारी सिस्टम. Here ultimately that the village the land was surveyed and the land revenue was fixed according to the condition of the land they had and revenue was revised periodically and village headman was given the right to collect the revenue and this system came to be known as Mahalwari system and introduced by Holt Mackenzie in the year 1822. Now the Monroe system, another one, but it is called in another name. In the South India, the same system was called Raitwari. Raita. In Kannada, it's a Kannada word, Raita. Raitwari system or Raitwari system. It was tried on small areas taken away by the British from Tipu Sultan. So where it was first tried? It was tried on small areas taken away by the British from Tipu Sultan. That means you can say that Tipu Sultan, he was ruling Mysore and Mysore is a part of Karnataka presently. Okay, earlier it was called as Madras state, but the languages spoken by the people of Mysore was Kannada only right from the beginning. And that land was being taken away from Tipu by the British and here that system of Raitwari was first introduced. Later it was developed by Thomas Monroe and extended to whole South India. First it tried on small part of I can say maybe of Mysore and then it extended to whole South India. The cultivators in south were called ryots. As I told you, Raita. Raita is a proper word. Raita means farmer. तो ये राइतवारी मतलब farmer के ऊपर है. Okay, as I told you, Mysore the local language is Kannada, and this Raita is a Kannada word, so it is Raitwari. Alexander Read and Thomas Munro argued that the cultivators themselves made responsible for payment of revenue. Now the cultivators, they themselves have to be pay the revenue. No village headman, no zamindari, कोई मीडिएटर की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. जो अगर उसको कल्टिवेट करता है, they have to pay the revenue according to this system. For this, the land had to be carefully and separately surveyed before assessing the revenue. Assessing मतलब decide करना या assessment करना. So it has to be carefully surveyed, as well as the revenue has to be fixed before proper assessing the revenue. The revenue has to be fixed after assessing the land properly. See, these are the three systems. One is permanent settlement, and second one is this Mahalwari settlement, and the third one is that Raitwari settlement. This Mahalwari settlement, it was Punjab and North India mein hua, and this Raitwari system, it was in the South India. Okay, and later on South India mein proper, then Mahalwari in the North Indian. So all was not well. Driven by the desire to increase the income from the land revenue. The land revenue, how the company will get the money? Only by increasing the land revenue, isn't it? Now their desire, they were after कि कैसे भी करके कि कंपनी का लैंड रेवेन्यू को क्या करना है, बढ़ाना है. इट मे बी थ्रू परमानेंट सेटलमेंट, इट मे बी थ्रू राइतवारी सेटलमेंट, और इट मे बी थ्रू महलवारी सेटलमेंट. कैसे भी करके कंपनी का आमदनी और राइट रेवेन्यू को जनरेट करना उनका मेन इंटेंशन था. So, driven away by the desire to increase the income from the land revenue, officials fixed too high revenue demand, which the peasants were unable to pay. And what is the result? Many fled away, leaving the villages deserted. बहुत लोग तो भाग गए. So, अपना ज़मीन जायदाद सब छोड़ के, so ये ब्रिटिशर्स का ये कौन करेगा? वो लोन लेके तो इनको करना है क्या? रेवेन्यू पेमेंट करना है क्या? That's why many fled away, leaving the villages deserted. So this is all for today's, and for part 2 stay tuned. And one more thing, that today only you are going to have that test also of 2 chapters. So soon after this video I will post that link to you. Okay, read the textbook as well, and don't forget to comment. A few students, I know, I have noted down their name, regularly they are commenting. Okay, and your comment is only our hope now, or you can say encouragement, you can say. Okay, thank you so much.